Good morning, everybody. Lee Brower here, and welcome to this week's edition of Meaningful Monday. I am grateful to be here, and I am glad to be here. All right, let's go big. Begin in gratitude. What are you grateful for today? I'm grateful for rituals, and we'll talk more about rituals, but rituals are powerful. Rituals unite. So, Goldilocks was right. Not too hot, not too cold, but just right. In our VUCA world, volatile, uncertain, complex, and ambiguous, staying in just your right zone, in the just right zone, isn't automatic. Stress pushes you too hot. Complacency leaves you too cold. But here is the good news. You can regulate the temperature. For 106 years, science has known this. There's this law called the Yerkes-Dodson law, which proves that when you're at optimal stress level, when you're performing at your peak. But if you push beyond that, performance collapses. Fall below it, and potential fades. So, how do high performers stay in the Goldilocks zone, the just right zone? Well, Harvard's Michael Norton, he recently revealed their secret: rituals, not superstition, neuroscience, simply meaningful practices that regulate your nervous system. Now, there's a lot of different things that can do it. A free throw shooter made 5 times regulates its rituals, any kind of rituals that you perform. But when we're talking about this VUCA world and how to perform in the VUCA world, let me share with you just 3. And there's more that I use in my family and other places. We can talk about them, and I'd be interested in what yours are. But here's 3 that I use all the time. To stay in the zone, I go big. By that, I mean I begin in gratitude. I begin every day in gratitude. I begin the day in gratitude. I've always got a rock in my pocket. This is kind of a big one. That's when I need to be real grateful. Normal size is more like this one. But you'll find me always with a rock in my pocket. Why? When I wake up in the morning, I squeeze it. First thing I do is say, what am I grateful for today? Today is going to be a wonderful day. At night, I squeeze it. What am I grateful for that happened today? So that I can go to sleep with that power. And no matter what, you know that if we start a meeting, if I forget, you'll remind me, but we always try to start a meeting by going big. And it makes a huge difference. It takes us into that zone. Okay. To activate my day, I've added something just in the last couple of years. And I think I've talked to you about it. I give myself a high five in the mirror. And I look at me and I talk third person or second person. I say, Lee, God loves you. Lee, I love you. Now go make this a meaningful day. High five, brother. And off I go. Those are rituals or bypasses to activate my day, to keep me in the zone during the day and to activate my day. Now, what do I do when stress pushes me too hot? Now I'm into the too hot zone, okay, where performance is impacted. I learned a lesson from my mother. I think I've explained my mother to you before. She's a combination of Mother Teresa and Lucille Ball. She was amazing. But I remember as a little boy, maybe teenager, hearing my mom scream, blood curdling scream, come out of the bedroom, but she comes out of the room just happy as can be. I said, okay, Mom, what's going on? And she finally told me, she said, I have a process I call turn my eyes on. And what I do, Lee, is I lay flat on the floor when things seem overwhelming. And she had some tough times. She went through a divorce, went some other challenges. She says, when things are overwhelming, I let the negativity drain into the floor and I bring in all the positive that's there. And as soon as I want to get that last little bit of negativity out, I stand up and give it a blood curdling scream and turn my lights on. These are her lights. When she turned the lights on, everything is fine. What an amazing ritual. Now, I've used my variation of that ever since. It's not uncommon for me to tell my group, leave me alone for a little bit. I've got to turn my lights on. Let the negativity go. I don't do a blood curdling scream every time. I don't think I've ever done it. But I let the negativity flow out and I let the positivity come in. It's just a simple ritual. It's named Turn Your Lights On. So 3 rituals, 3 purposes, 1 result. Staying in my Goldilocks zone where I can perform, contribute, and create positive generational impact. So what's your move this week? Choose a ritual. You probably have one already. Choose a ritual. Name it, own it. One that keeps you centered, one that brings you back when stress hits, or one that launches you forward. Create it, practice it, and then watch what happens when you stop letting VUCA, volatile, uncertainty, and complex and ambiguous environments control your zone. This is Lee Brower. This is Meaningful Monday. Make this week meaningful. We'll talk next week. Bye-bye.